Hello, everyone, and welcome to Quick Recommendations. I'm your host, VSM. Today I'm going to tell you about my skill sets and chaos shards and where to put them, which, by the way, I replicated from other veteran alchemists who taught me, and also from PvP experiences, and I decided to try them myself. And I find them very suitable to the needs of the current state of the classes in Skylore, I mean. First I'm going to talk about the passive abilities, which is the must-have for any aspiring alchemist. Now, no room for error. If you have less than 50%, all your healing abilities become 10% more effective. Now this can make and break anyone, so be sure to equip this. 10% more effective is very big, and especially if you have 50% health, and especially because you're an alchemist, because you will be the first one who will be targeted at any encounter, mostly in PvE encounter. Next is the Careful Handling passive ability. Increases the amount of health restored by abilities by 20% when healing allies. Now, all your spells, skills, I just wanna call them spells since being an alchemist and all. So your spells, especially the healing ones, will be 20% more effective at healing allies or any random that you will encounter. Now in a PvP battle, whether it be an PvP zone or arena, 20% when you restore health of your allies can literally turn the tide of every battle. So you will have this careful handling at any given time. Don't change it. It's really a must. And of course, Helping Hand grants 6 seconds of regeneration to a random ally less than 50% in every 50 seconds. Now, this might not look much, but actually it is very potent. And not every time, especially in, how should I say, PvP or PvE situations. A random ally with a 50% and especially your spells is still on cooldown. If and Helping Hand will activate to that ally with 50% health, it can help recover, help mend your ally until your spells will finish their cooldown and you can heal them properly. Now, this free passive is suitable for both PvP and PvE. So equip them and become a bit more effective when supporting your allies. And next, Directional Transformation. Now, if you watch my other video, current equipment and spells and all, I used to use Unstable Mixture a lot. Now, why did I change to Directional Transformation as my go-to spell? Well, I'll say, Unstable Mixture goes for the nearest target within 6 meters and move twice within allies and enemies. Now, when you activate Unstable Mixture, it goes random from enemy to ally, and especially with the state of the classes right now, especially the Shadow and the Mage classes. If you activate Unstable Mixture with their clones on, it will not properly be effective, as most likely they will bounce to the clones of your opponents, be it Shadow or Mage, and that will render Unstable Mixture virtually useless because it did not hit the target that it is supposed to hit. That includes you, by the way, and your allies. So I recommend not. Well, not really. I don't wanna, unrecommend this. It is still useful in a lot of ways. It's just that I don't find it very effective in the current meta right now, especially with the shadow and the mages. Of course, after unlike the mage, the shadow only has one clone. So if you manage to break that single clone, you can use unstable mixture to blast him with multiple burns. Yeah, mixture. This is very effective in singles combat. By the way, I can vouch for that. It's very effective, especially in especially if you get ambushed. But in a general battle, I don't think the unstable mixture can do much. But that is just my opinion on the matter. Uh, you can still use this if you prefer this, and maybe done uh, more effective than what I thought. So that's it for unstable mixture. And of course, why I am equipping directional transformation now. One, it's accurate, and it also has sustain like unstable mixture, but you know, accurate. And here's my chaos shards for you in using directional transformation. Bombardment decreases ability cooldown by 1%. Oh my god, I forgot to tell you the description. Deals magic to the enemy and you restores amount of health to you. Now here comes the good part about directional transformation. You cast a spell, harm an opponent, you get heal. And here is the chaos shards as placement, as you can see here. Bombardment decreases ability cooldown by 1 second. I like it when I can use them the availability. So all CD for me. How do you pronounce it? Attenuation has 50% inflicting vulnerability 2 times on an enemy for 7 seconds. Pyromancy inflicts burn on an enemy for 4 seconds. Now I will explain them. But hey, why not just use clean shot? Increases ability damage by 10%. That is my personal preference. As I said, I like them all cooldown if I could, because I like them to be available by 1 second. Now, in a fight, and you cast your spell, 1 second cooldown can be the difference of victory and defeat. So I want them to have less cooldown as much as possible. Clean shot is good, and as I said, that's a personal preference. Now, for the second one, depletion has a 50% chance of inflicting the depletion on enemy for 7 seconds. Now, why did I choose the vulnerability rather than depletion? Again, it's personal preference. I like them vulnerable, and besides, 2 times. They'll be vulnerable to you and your party for 2 times when the enemy is 7 seconds. That's less defense for both physical and magic. And finally, pyromancy inflicts burns on enemy for 4 seconds. Now, why not binding healing? That's for my PvE set. This one is for PvP set. Oh god, I forget. This current shards here, as I pointing in my mouse, are all for PvP. Also can be used for solo quests, like daily quests and stuff. So, pyromancy inflicts burns for enemy 4 seconds. The thing is, when you burn, if your opponent gets burned here by pyromancy, they get feared. For some reason, they get feared by the pyromancy if they are burned. I think it's for a chance that they are feared. So this is also a crowd control of sort. Actually, I don't have enough data for that, but in my experience, any PvP opponents that hit with pyromancy using directional transformation, they have a chance to be feared and just run around like a dumbass for like 2 seconds. So you and your party mates have time to dismantle that opponent who just got feared. And Transmutation Circle, you know what it is, guys. This magic to hold enemies in a circle, allies, enemy area you're choosing. So, this is my. Sorry, mosquitoes. Dang mosquitoes. So, Expert Inscriber decreases ability cooldown by 2 seconds. Again, I like them all to be less, to have as much as cooldown as possible so that I can use them again. But if you prefer increased damage, then use Sign of Power. Now, Sign of Paralysis applies root to all enemies wounded by ability for 3 seconds. Now, why did I'm going to explain why I choose to crowd control for Transmutation Circle in a moment. And Sign of Life and Death. The ability stores 10% health and inflicts turn more damage if you have. Actually, I use this mostly on PvE, which I will discuss later and in length. Now, why? Now for the third, Sign of Fear applies fear to all enemies for 10 seconds. Now, why Sign of Paralysis and Sign of Fear? Well, Sign of Paralysis roots all enemies, as I said here, for 3 seconds, so they cannot move. But they can still counter-attack by casting their own skills or spells and auto-attack. And the reason why I use also Sign of Fear aside from Sign of Paralysis, because of the 2 seconds of fear, of course. Now, when your opponents have fear, they cannot move or they can't do anything at all. It's like stunned, only they are run around like dumbasses. But with Sign of Paralysis, you can root them to where they are, and they can't do anything for 2 seconds. So your party mates will have enough time to blast the heck out of them and win the day. And finally, no, not finally, was stupid of me. Elixir of Life, of course, the unsung hero and must-have spell for any alchemist, and our trump card. You know, when you activate, it increases max health and increases your effectiveness on healing by 50%. And a passive, when using healing potion relevant to the current level, you receive might for 2 seconds. That is very big. And the duration, ability, amount of health restore depends on the class stat balance. That is unique to alchemists, by the way. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. Oh, hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had to open the gate. My father was coming in. And so, chaos shard placement. Oh, yeah. Toward immortality. Increases 20% ability duration by 20 Oh my god. Sorry about that. Increases ability duration by 20%. Now, I said I want them to be all cooldowns. I didn't said all of them. No, seriously. When it comes to Elixir of Life, you will need to stay. You need the spell to stay for as long as possible. And increasing the ability duration by 20% is a must. I don't care about cooldowns. This is a must toward immortality. And the effectiveness by can be, as I said here, by balance. So if you have balance in your armor, this will greatly benefit Elixir of Life, and you'll be extra durable and more effective on your spells. Now, faster reflexes applies haste and speed to you for 6 seconds. It can be used for escape or to get to your teammates faster. So, nothing else much said. And Spitfire Extract applies burn to all enemies within 5 meters in every 3 seconds. This is very good, especially in a PvP encounter. If some dumbass gets close to you, you'll get burned. Now, they might not die instantly, but it will chip away all their health long enough if you survive or your teammates survive and smash that moron who got close to you. Now, my Chaos Shard is not complete yet. I'm still 28. That will change when I'm 29. Healing Elixir. Restore some health to your allies. You also apply saturation effect to your target for 8 seconds. That means that it will help if they use a potion while being in saturation, it will be 50% less effective. And so, I don't know why they have that, but that's what it is. Saltatory Draft applies regeneration to an ally for 6 seconds. Now, I could go for defense, but it's better to restore their health as soon as possible. And Accelerated Regeneration. When ability is used on an ally, your health is also restored by 30%. This is good, especially if you're under assault and your ally needs healing. The 30% extra heal will be given. Oh wait, given to them. Ah yes, of course. Sorry, I had a little retardation block right there. 30% from the total heal to your ally will be given to you. And if you crit a heal, that crit 30% that will belong to you as well. So it's beneficial to you as well, especially if you're in case you are under assault and you heal your ally and you heal yourself at the same time. Fifth element, by the way, don't choose this. This may be good for solo quests, but not very good in PvP battles. Or PvE for that matter. You might accidentally heal the opponent instead of your ally. Now, it isn't exactly healing the opponent, more like reverse damage. Now, I still don't have the detoxification or resuscitation right now because I still lack the shards. Now, if I do have them, I will choose this one, the resuscitation. When the ability is used on an ally, removes all controlling effects of them, especially heal or stun. And considering it's all about crowd control today, this is a must. And finally, of course, protective barrier. Now, I have my shards. I put them on healing wounds. When the ability is active, the target's health will be restored, taking damage from auto attacks. Now, unlike when the ability is applied, duplication, I don't think this is this is like to me, healing wounds is much more effective than duplication, but of course it's a personal preference of mine. Healing wounds, if your guardian or hunter or anyone else under assault and it will not be every time they will be an enemy uses skill on them, they will use their auto attacks. It will greatly heal them. And Phoenix Flame. After the barrier is removed, applies burn to all enemies within 5 meters of the target. Duration 6 seconds. Now it can be used for you or your ally. And if the barrier is removed, they burn. Very useful for chipping their health. It can make or break any combat. And of course, the anti-magic shield. Apply silence to all enemies within 5 meters for 3 seconds. Nah, this is a must. This is a must, especially in PvP combat. There's no further explanation. You silence the enemy, they don't use the skill, but your allies can, and you yourself, and that means victory to you. And so that's it for my PvP spells and chaos shards, where to put them. This can be also be used for solo quests like daily quests and stuff. No, thank you. My explanation is kind of awkward, but I'm sure that's enough, I think. So thank you. Oh, if you have questions, just leave your questions in the comment, and I will answer them as the best I could. And thank you for watching, everyone. Wow, this was longer than I thought. I'll upload my PVE spells and chaos shard placement. When I say PvE, I meant guild raid for both Anuin the Great and Spider Queen, which I also replicated from other veteran alchemists. I'll see you in the next one. Post your questions in the comments if you have questions. I'll answer them as the best I can.